Hi, I'm Deputy Editor Casey Lyons, here to teach you an important camping skill. This is how to prime your white gas stove. So the first thing to know about white gas stoves is why we use them. And most of that is for their versatility. You can use a lot of different fuels in here. You can use white gas, you can use unleaded gas, you could probably use diesel. I know you can use kerosene. And these stoves tend to have a really wide range of functionality. You can use them high, you can use them low, you can use them hot, you can use them cold. They are not very finicky, except for when it comes to time to prime them. So the first thing you need to do is set up your stove. That's pretty standard issue. Give your canister a bunch of pumps. You want to feel some resistance coming back. Depending on how full the canister is, usually that's like 50, 75, 100 pumps. It really depends on elevation, temperature, a lot of different stuff. But you want to feel that pressure coming back. So get yourself set up here. And then the next important thing to know is the different parts of the stove. So we have the priming cup down here, which is this little metal cup that we're going to get the liquid gas to go into. And usually there's some kind of like meshy, metal-y sleeve there that's going to keep the flame more or less even around the burner head itself. So what we're doing is heating up the burner head. We want to get it nice and hot so we have fuel as vapor, as a gas coming out instead of a liquid. That's going to give you a consistent burn. All right, so let's prime. We're going to dial up the fuel here a little bit until we hear kind of like a squirting noise coming out of the bottom. That's usually right around the time to turn the gas off. You want to fill the priming cup up about halfway. There we go, sounds good. And turn it off. Great. I come to with a lighter. And there we go. And so now the gas is burning in its liquid form and heating up the jet. There's like a little coil over here that you can see. That's what's going to deliver the fuel as a vapor to the burner head. So as it warms up, you'll start to hear kind of like a squirting noise of the water or of the fuel coming out of the jets. But you really want to make sure you wait until just about all the fuel in the priming cup has burned off. The real trick is to make sure that you're only going to be turning this on and having fuel as a gas come out. Otherwise, the fuel is going to kind of spread over your surface. You might make a fireball. Certainly things you don't want to do in close proximity to your face. So I can see the fuel bubbling down there, and that's great. I still want to see more gas coming out of the burner head itself, and I want to see less orange and more blue. So we're going to wait a little bit longer. So there you go. We've got a nice steady flame. You can see a lot of blue, some orange. It's because I have it turned up really high. But this is a healthy flame and a good way to put your pot right on there. All right, so now that it's burning, we can go ahead and power it down, which is just a matter of turning this back all the way to off. It'll take a few minutes for the rest of the fuel to leave the line and burn off. And then, it'll go out on its own. You have to wait a little while for it to cool down before you try to handle it. Sometimes 4 or 5 minutes, depending on how warm or cold it is outside. And it's starting to wind down now, and it's just about out. Now, if your stove should go out on you, you can relight it, but do so quickly. Once the coil here cools down, you're going to be shooting liquid fuel, and if that's coming out of the burner head or back into the priming cup, again, you're going to have a fireball.